David Morrell Jr. versus Yamaguchi Falco. What do we think about this fight? This is on the Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fight card that is happening this weekend. It is going to be interesting. If you haven't seen my Tank and Garcia breakdown, it is already up. Just go back and check it out on the videos. But we're not there to talk about Tank and Garcia. We're here to talk about Morrell and Falco. Let's start with David Morrell. 8 wins, 0 losses, 7 wins by way of knockout. I enjoy watching David Morrell because he's an exciting guy to watch, right? He's had 8 professional fights, but he's a guy that his team thinks very highly of. Right. This is a guy after a 6th fight, people are saying, man, we should throw him in there with David Benavidez. Let's try to get that fight. And we know how good David Benavidez is. So that's saying a lot about David Morrell. Morrell has a level of confidence about him, right? And when you watch his fights, you can understand why they mention his name with Benavidez right now and say he's ready for that fight. Because you look at the tapes and you're just like, wait a minute, this guy can do a lot of things that I see in the smaller division, right? He's fast, he's strong, he's skilled, he's talented, he's slick inside the ring. Right? He can box on the outside, on the inside. He's got fast hands. He's got good footwork. He's got great combinations. And as I said, he's got skills in moving like some of the guys in the smaller division, right? And we know how skilled and talented and fundamentally sound Cuban fighters are, right? They can all box very well. But to me, man, David is like a hybrid because he's got that natural power that goes along with the boxing pedigree. He does so many things well. When he fought Atlantis Fox, man, he was in there. And Fox was in there with Demetrius Andrade. Fox fought well in that fight, has some good moments, but Andrade outboxed him and got the win. And Morrell just dominated the fight from start to finish, and he got the stoppage. There was a sequence in that fight where Morrell went from orthodox to southpaw without missing a beat. He was punching into one stance and punching out of another stance, and he didn't miss a beat, right? And after a while, you got the sense that, man, David Morrell is kind of just toying with Fox because he was smiling, right? He was stepping back, right? He was just confident inside the ring, and you could see that David Morrell, man, even though Fox had a better record than him, more experience, more wins, he was just on a different level than Fox. And you could see it on Fox's face when he got knocked down, right? He knew, it was like, man, this guy's a problem. I don't know if I could beat this guy. After he fights Fox, he goes on to fight Calvin Henderson, and he just overwhelmed Henderson within 5 rounds. I think it was the 3rd round or the 4th round where Morrell let off like 17 shots unanswered, man. He gave Henderson some crazy work, as LaShawn Shady McCoy would say, right? Then he goes on to face Yerbasinuli, and that was a one-sided fight, right? Yerbasinuli fought tough, and credit to him for making it to that 12th round. But I also felt like anytime David Morrell wanted to say, you know what, I've had enough of this, I'm going to let the hands go, I'm going to close out the show, I thought he could have done that. But to me, he looked like he was working on a couple things in that fight. But once he decided that it was time to end this fight, that's exactly what he did, right? His offensive bag is just deep. And it's serious. And he's a guy who is defensively responsible. Everybody gets hit in boxing, but he doesn't get hit a whole lot, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing how he does inside the ring this weekend and what he looks like. I know he's going to look to put on another spectacular performance. So we'll see if he can do it. Let's talk about his opponent. Yamaguchi Falco, 24 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 10 wins by way of knockout. His only loss coming when he fought Chris Pearson, I believe it was. His draw came from when he fought Demetrius Ballard. Ballard was also in the ring against Jaime Munguia as well. But I was looking at his resume and some of the guys that he's fought, right? Like, I'm like, man, I haven't heard of this person, haven't heard of this person, haven't heard of this person. I'm like, man, you know, I don't really know too much of these guys, but he fought a lot last year. Last year, he won 3 of those fights by unanimous decision. 2 of those fights he won by stoppage, but he fought 5 times last year. So he's active. He's probably found his groove, probably found some confidence. He doesn't lack confidence. And after turning on his tape, right, he doesn't throw a lot of punches in between the rounds, right? He waits a little bit for the right timing to connect the right shot. He has a good jab jab, nice left hand. He's looking to set up that left hand though, right? He's not an overly aggressive guy. Looks more like a counter puncher to me, not a big puncher, but he can box, right? And he's confident in there, right? And likes to put on a show, right? There was a fight, I forgot who he was fighting, but man, he was doing the Muhammad Ali shuffle, right? Because he was feeling good about the work that he was putting on display. You know, when he has his opponent on the ropes, that's when he does let his hands go a little bit more. He does some good work when he's in position to do that, right? He puts together some good combinations and some good body shots and headshots, but honestly, man, I didn't see enough to make me think that he has the skill and the will to beat David Morrell, right? Falco was a pretty good boxer. Yes, he's got good fundamentals. He's not going to put himself in danger willfully, right? He's a decent counterpuncher as well, and he can make you pay, right? He's a thinker inside the ring, but I don't think Morrell is going to respect his power in the ring, and that could be a problem. Right? Falco didn't look the best in his last fight. He looked a little bit slow, a little hesitant. It seems like he's going to have a hard time with the package of David Morrell, and I think he's going to expose that in this fight. So who wins? I got David Morrell winning by stoppage, right? I don't think it happens early. I think it happens in the middle to later rounds, right? I'd say maybe rounds 5 to 9. Morrell was supposed to fight Sena Ajigbeko, and he's a bigger puncher than Falco, but I think Falco is slightly the better boxer, and I think it'll take a little bit to figure out Falco. But once Morrell starts to find his flow and his cadence and starts to really get comfortable inside the ring, man, once he starts letting his hands go, I don't think Falco is going to have enough to withstand that storm. So nonetheless, I have Morrell Jr. winning this one by stoppage. What are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you have winning? Let me know in the comment section below. If you would like to support the channel, there's a couple ways you can do so. You can like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you would like to support by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. Also, my Cash App handle and my social media handles will be on screen as well. We also recently just started a membership on the channel. I don't always get to do all of the suggestions that I see in the comments, but if you become a member, then you will get suggested fight priority, and I will do my best to make those happen for you. Or if you would just like to join the membership just to show support for the channel, man, that would be greatly appreciated as well. So if you've been watching for this long, man, like, comment, share, subscribe. And with all that being said, I'll see you next time.